paid political announcement. The following is a paid political announcement.
Farley come with a new wave. We are gonna take a ride. David and Samson are the choice, yeah, we burn the fire. The anger will crumble us, the blessings surround us. We don't care who not like we, TPP a show love. The anger will crumble us, the blessings surround us. We don't care who not like we, Farley still a show love. Look how far we are come from, because of Farley. Good things say that we, PNM you feel. Far we are come from, we have not seen, and to move up a country. We are the blue army. Oh, them treat man so unfair sometimes.
Fed up.
Farley, here we cry.
Time for a change.
Me have to do something with my life.
Tobago, not
TPP. Look how far we are come from, because of Farley. Good things say got we. Far we are come from, we have nothing, and to move up a country. We are the blue army. Because of Farley, good things say that we.
Get to you, stand up. He's an elder, stand up.
Good things say that we. We are the blue army.
Come on for the east, Samsung for the west, TPP is the best. We vote in TPP, not that 1% party. Can't put me in slavery. We vote in TPP. All my people jumping because election morning is TPP. We voting, call the crab in a barrel. Gas price keep rising, but salary not changing. We fed up on the same thing, copy and them keep thieving. So are you playing crazy or what? Or you feel the stupid or what? Like crab in barrel or what? All my people hands up, TPP people hands up. All my people hands up, TPP people hands up. Put them up, right up, right up. This is a thing, is a serious thing. Tell Shorty on say we not voting in, cause it's them who leave the border open for the guns and drugs and them to come in.
Border open.
Come on for the east, Samsung for the west, TPP is the best. So are you playing crazy or what? Or you feel the stupid or what? Like grabbing barrel or what? All my people hands up, TPP people hands up. All my people hands up, TPP people hands up. Put them up, right up, right up. We vote in TPP, not that 1% party. Can't put me in slavery. We vote in TPP. Come on for the east, Samsung for the west, TPP is the best. Come on for the east, Samsung for the west, TPP is the best.
It shall be steadfast and sure. It must be fastened to the rock. shall be grounded firm and deep in the Savior. Oh, the anchor holds, hold. The anchor holds. Oh, the anchor holds, hold. The anchor holds. Oh, the anchor holds, hold. The anchor holds. Oh, the anchor holds and firm. This is war against the people of Tobago, 'cause they've been trying to keep us down. But we'll fight 'cause we should stand side by side with hope and courage, 'cause God will be our guide. Expect the waves, the chorus to change the rain and storm. Have nothing to fear, 'cause we'll be anchored down. Oh, the anchor holds, hold. The anchor holds. Oh, the anchor holds, hold. The anchor holds. Oh, the anchor holds, hold. The anchor holds. Oh, the anchor holds and firm. Now is the time for us to demand our work. It's the only way we'll have progress and grow. Let us unite to win and remove all fear. Tobago People's Party, the only ship to take us there. But expect the waves and the turbulence through rain and storm. Have nothing to fear. Tobago will be anchored down. Oh, the anchor holds, hold. The anchor holds. Oh, the anchor holds that firm. The anchor holds. Oh, the anchor holds, hold. The anchor holds. Oh, the anchor holds that firm. The anchor holds. All aboard! The ship in order! TPP crew, we're all there! All come in! Come in!
TPP, 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 TPP.
When you hear the horn sound, all aboard the TPP ship. Tobago, it is your time now. All aboard the TPP ship. There is no need to worry. All aboard the TPP ship. We're sailing with Captain Farley. All aboard the TPP ship. We're sailing with TPP. Oh. Sailing, sailing. We're riding them waves to the shore. In turbulence, rain or storm. Anchor down, we be anchored down. We're sailing to autonomy. Sailing, sailing. We're riding with TPP. In turbulence, rain or storm. Anchor down, we be anchored down. I see up changes coming. All aboard the TPP ship. Autonomy on the horizon. All aboard the TPP ship. Gather your friends and family. All aboard the TPP ship. There's room for everybody. All aboard the TPP ship. We're sailing with TPP. Oh. Sailing, sailing. We're riding them waves to the shore. In turbulence, rain or storm. Anchor down, we be anchored down. We're sailing to autonomy. Sailing, sailing. We're riding with TPP. In turbulence, rain or storm. Anchor down, we be anchored down. I see up changes coming. All aboard the TPP ship. Autonomy on the horizon.
Tomo done with this, Samson done with West. Mighty God is best. We done for TPP. Shamba done dead and she buried. I am not in the political cemetery. People just give thanks for the victory. All my people jumping, TPP celebrating. Tell them say God not sleeping. They get judgment, now they crying. 10 years they had me suffering. Call me grabbing a barrel. We chief sector disrespecting. Free at last, we singing. So all you like the victory or all you like the victory or all you like the victory or all my people hands up, TPP people hands up, all my people hands up, TPP people hands up, put them up, right up, right up. This is a thing, is a serious thing, is a Tobago thing, Mr. TPP thing. We love TPP like our finger love ring. LP and them haters keep on hating. Tomo done with this, Samson done with West. Mighty God is the best. So all you like the victory or all you like the victory or all you like the victory or all my people hands up, TPP people hands up, all my people hands up, TPP people hands up, put them up, right up, right up. We done for TPP. Ayana, a man who can't climb up a hill tree. Shamba done dead and she buried. People just give thanks to the victory. Tomo done with this, Samson done with West. Mighty God is the best. Tomo done with this, Samson done with West. Mighty God is the best.
Give them the anchor, give them. We go give them the anchor, give them. Give them the anchor, give them. We go give them the anchor. The anchor was, the anchor was, the anchor was, the anchor was. This election is trouble, will be problems. It's trouble, they will need protection. It's trouble, cause it's leaks for all of them. It's trouble, the TPP. It's trouble, we able and ready. It's trouble, we looking for victory. It's trouble, we Tomo and not see. It's trouble, it's trouble. The anchor was, the anchor was, the anchor was. It's licks up in Charlotteville. It's trouble all the way to Patience Hill. It's trouble when you reach Castara. It's trouble TPP take over. It's trouble go and tell Shamfa. It's trouble make sure you call Ayana. It's trouble with me voting finger. It's trouble the time will be over. It's trouble. It's trouble. It's trouble. It's trouble. Give them the anchor. Give them. We go give them the anchor. Give them. Give them the anchor, give them. We go give them the anchor. On election morning, it's trouble. When the cocks start crowing, it's trouble. You have to get moving, it's trouble. Cause it's time for voting. It's trouble. When you see the paper, it's trouble. Become a blue warrior. It's trouble. Show you no stagger. It's from the X by the anchor. It's trouble. It's trouble. It's trouble. It's trouble. The anchor was. The anchor was. The anchor was. The anchor was. We have an anchor, a blue, blue anchor. We have an anchor, a blue, blue anchor. Give them the anchor, give them. We go give them the anchor, give them. Give them the the anchor, get them. We go get them the anchor. This is the season, it's trouble. To vote with a reason, it's trouble. Don't forget Kid Rowley, it's trouble. And the name he call we, it's trouble. On the election day, it's trouble. All that we must make him pay, it's trouble. Too much pressure, so we kicking out the slave master, it's trouble. It's trouble. It's trouble. The anchor holds, the anchor holds. The anchor holds, the anchor holds. In Tobago East they say, it's trouble. They voting come up there, it's trouble. When you come down in the West, it's trouble. It not see is no contest, it's trouble. Tobago now gone blue, it's trouble. Listen what I'm telling you, it's trouble. The night of the 28th, it's trouble. TPP will celebrate, it's trouble. It's trouble. It's trouble. It's trouble. Get them the anchor, get them. We go get them the anchor, get them. Get them the anchor, get them. We go get them the anchor. The anchor holds, 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 the anchor holds.
Yes. Let me see where on the TV they know.
The political campaign will be conducted like church.
Yes, man. Look me chief on TV. Sensible story. Let me sit back and listen to him.
Brothers and sisters, I come to you at this time not just as the leader of this great revolution, but I come to you because there is a mighty blue wave that is enveloping this entire island, this island of Tobago, our home. Because for too long we have walked through the wilderness, and now it's time for a washing.
We are experiencing a weather phenomena. Winds from the east are colliding with winds from the west, and it looks like it's going to be a big one coming towards us. We just want you to stay safe and be prepared. The TPP is coming to take over.
60,000 people, you're behaving like 60,000 crabs in a barrel.
On the 28th, we are going to capsize the barrel of crab.
Wash the red paint off the land, let's paint it blue.
Come let me paint it blue.
It's a blue wave, taking back our heritage for me and you. Blue wave, it's a blue wave. Wash the red paint off the land, let's paint it blue. Blue wave, it's a blue wave.
Together,
60,000 strong tsunami coming through. It's a blue wave.
we part in the Red Sea now. Them thinking that we will drown. We making the promised land
the greatest little island. Oh yeah.
Tell them we not backing down.
Anchor hold from in the ground.
Tobago we kicking the barrel down. Come
wash the red paint off the land. Let's paint it blue. Blue wave.
Oh yeah.
Taking back our heritage for me and you. Blue wave. It's a blue wave. Wash the red paint off the land. Let's paint it blue.
Come now we paint it blue.
It's a blue wave.
Together.
60,000 strong tsunami coming through. It's a blue wave.
Now it's time to purify the land. Now it's time for cleansing. Now it's time to do it with purpose, with unity, and with truth. Now is it time for us to stand strong and to stand proud, and to get everybody on the island on board for this blue wave that is coming, and to ensure that every valley, every hillside, every hamlet, every town, every small village, every cove is actually washed in this blue wave. So this is a call for the 60,000 strong. Whether they're coming from the east, whether they're coming from the north, whether they're coming from the south, whether they're coming from the west, we want 60,000 strong. Let us converge, let us come together, and let us change this land. We have to continue this revolution. We started in 2021 and we are going to continue it in 2025. God will help us, brothers and sisters. And this blue wave will cleanse the land. This is our prayer. In Jesus' name, amen.
The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago. Blue wave. The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago. Blue wave. The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago. Blue wave. The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago. Blue wave. The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago. Blue wave. The blue wave taking over. The blue wave. Blue tsunami coming to Tobago.
Okay, wait. I'm running and put on my jersey. The blue wave coming. I'm going to put on my jersey. Hold on.
We want balance.
60,000 strong.
We want balance. Election, we have vote TPP, yeah, we strong bad. Them other parties must say God mad. Deep down in the earth to put the anchor. Election, we have vote TPP, yeah, we strong bad. Them other parties must say God mad. Can't move, we know, can't conquer it. TPP, what we say? A Farley, what we say? The rest of them just a bribe with money. Yo, big up to more, big up, not say I hear. Check me IG. We too real, yo, check we IG. The whole of beer go a TPP. The right choice for the country, yeah. Wait, election, we have vote TPP, yeah, we strong bad. Them other parties must say gone mad. Deep down in the earth where we anchor, yeah. Election, we have vote TPP, yeah, we strong bad. Them other parties must say gone mad. Deep down in the earth where we anchor, yeah. Me feel me have a vote. Me fed up on the promises, me can't take it no more. On the 28th of TPP, we voting it for sure. Political gimmicks, you know see the immature. You know see the immature. We with Farley, we with nothing, we with tomato. TPP, yeah, that's the right thing to do. From country, Charlotteville, go shake Coteaux. You a TPP, yeah. We want balance. Election, we have vote TPP, yeah, we strong bad. Them other parties must say gone mad. Deep down in the earth where we anchor, yeah. Election, we have vote TPP, yeah, we strong bad. Them other parties must say gone mad. Deep down in the earth where we anchor, yeah.
Yeah. You hear me again? Boom! Girl and I defend our truths, alright, you hear me? It's all about the TPP. Blue, we say, you hear me? Boom! Anchor them, you hear me? Woo! Ha! As a lady anchor down, Tobago has 60,000 strong. Fly those blue flags high, wave them in the sky. From the east to the west, Tobago we rise, forget the rest. TPP change the tide with Captain Farley. Tobago People's Party. Tobago People's Party. Tobago People's Party. We vote in TPP. We vote in TPP. Samson and David are the reps. They have no match, they are the best, standing side by side. With Farley as their guide. Anchored in our hearts, grounded from the start. Let's just play our part. Lift your party high, unity and pride. Let Jah be your guide. Tobago People's Party. Tobago People's Party. Tobago People's Party.
and I'll come down with a brand new song. Take 10,000 to far we won. So run, come down to the fun. It's a celebration, the all of us the run. Run, bring your bad self up. Today the whole world upside down, left, right, turn wrong. Today we coming to win the town. Upside down, left, right, turn wrong. Today we coming to win the town. We will make the town blue. Turn the whole world upside down. We will make the town blue. Turn the whole world upside down. Blue, a color of pigment. Blue devil, the people, the statement. Look me, I head in the stage, getting on, but I don't want to be heard.
The shipping armor, TPP crew, where are they? All are coming, 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 all are coming.
Look at people. We're live in Moriah. Traffic still back up at Castara, Woodlands, and almost into Mason Hall. Brothers and sisters, good evening. As usual, please allow the traffic to pass. And as usual, we will start with a word of prayer Reverend Roberts will lead us off this evening.
Let us quiet our hearts for prayer. Eternal God, we give you thanks for who you are. You continue to be a God who is great and a God who is awesome. We pray even now, God, that you bless this meeting. Heavenly Father, oh God, I lift up all the candidates who have offered themselves for service. I pray even now, Father, that your anointing fall afresh on them. I pray even now, God, that you bless this district of Mason Hall, Moriah. I pray, oh God, that you bless the potential candidate for the TPP, Mr. Pollard. Even now, oh God, I ask that you just saturate this place with your Holy Spirit. That everything that is said from this platform, God, that your name will be honored and will be glorified. So even now, God, we pray for your presence amongst us. We give you thanks, oh God, for the movement of your Holy Spirit. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you, my sister. Brothers and sisters, let us stand for the national anthem of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you so much, thank you. Well, this is Blue People. Chairman of the Tobago's People's Party, Sister Ann Natasha II. Political leader of the Tobago's People's Party, the Honorable Farley Chavez Augustine. Deputy political leaders of the Tobago People's Party, Assemblyman Dr. Faith Brebner, Trevor Williamson, James and Natisha, Charles Pantin, all of the members of the Tobago People's Party executive, to every secretary, assistant secretary, members of Parliament, Tobago East and Tobago West, Messrs. David Joseph Thomas and Joel Marcus Sampson. This evening, to our die-hard, committed brothers and sisters of this party, good evening. We want to recognize this evening all formats and dispensation of the media, the mainstream media, electronic media, social media, and all their affiliates. Brothers and sisters, my name is Lance Roderick Ogis, and I am your host for this evening. We are in the political, where are we? Where are we? We are in the electoral district of Moriah North, Mason Hall, and you're live at the junction of Arnorsville Road and the North Side Road, also called Broader Place. Make some noise! Brothers and sisters, these are the meetings. This is the place where our candidates present before you their report where candidates endorse each other and they share their plans. Brothers and sisters, your assemblyman and returning candidate is no other but Ian Whitey Pollard, and coming to endorse him this evening, opening the button this evening, is no other. Shitalawa. Somebody says she's medium weight. Brothers and sisters, she's trendy. She's sweet. She's pleasantly provocative. A tigress coming from Bethesda, Coteaux. Only one. Zorisha. Zia. Hackett. To the lectern this evening.
We say rock with the TPP. Anytime you ready, Zorisha, Hackett. Show them your ability in every vicinity, every community. Blue is the code, and we rocking with the. We been already going again, and Bethesda know we there for them. Pollard know we there for them. Pollard know that we there for them. See, don't follow, she set the trend, and that is why she go rise again. Let me see them flags again. She go get the victory, but rock with the TPP. Anytime you ready, Zorisha, Hackett. Show them your ability in woodland community. Let's get to vicinity. Blue is the code, and we rocking what the opposition attack about. If you vote for them, you go last out. Zia show the people a new road, leadership, and then you could talk about. So don't you forget, son, we vote in Zia, Blue and the TPP. That is the fleet, yeah. 2 victories for sure, but one Zorisha. Mash up the.
Moriah, good night. Broad Road Junction, good night. An authentic Tobago crowd that was not imported. Good night.
You respect that?
If you know you did not to come up on the boat or the plane to be here, good night. Lenhan crew, good night. We're in the home of the servant of the North tonight. Look at people. People who come out to be educated tonight. No small talk. Only knowledge sharing tonight. And I want to thank you for journeying from Kasara all the way down here to endorse, to support, to encourage, to push our brother Ian Whitey Pollard.
You respect that?
Now, TPP family, we're getting straight to the point. We launched our blueprint on the 1st of January. And in that blueprint launch, my colleague, Trevor, James, and I spent almost an hour and a half on stage, speaking to the achievements of the Tobago People's Party in 4 short years. Achievements that came under constraint, under duress, under harassment, under wickedness in high places. But TPP family, because the anchor is our symbol, and because Tobago is we persevered. And with the leader we have in one Farley, Chavez, Augustine, this anchor will continue to hold. Now, in his wisdom, over the last 4 years, I was selected to be your Secretary of Education. And under my tenure, partly with the assistance of my Assistant Secretary, Orlando Kerr, there is no doubt that such a challenging division was moved under us. The achievements will be printed for everyone to see. They are numerous. But I want us to focus, my brothers and sisters, on what is in front of us. Tobago's future in education. And so I'm going to read a snapshot of education policy for you tonight. And I want you all to pay attention. We're about education tonight. And the focus area I want for us to get into is curriculum modernization and diversification. I'm breaking it down tonight. We're in the classroom tonight. Now for the TPP, we want the school curriculum at all levels to reflect global trends and local needs. And we want to ensure that it is relevant and comprehensive. We want our curriculum to focus on promoting critical thinkers so the Red Devils wouldn't fool we. Creativity so we wouldn't have to regurgitate what they teach we. And problem-solving skills so we can work to make Tobago the greatest little island on the planet. We want vocational training that will be mainstreamed at all levels, and we want this system to cater for the diverse student interests and career paths. Now, Mason Hall, Moriah. Mason Hall, not specifically Moriah. The reason why I chose to focus on education tonight is because, as you may know, Mason Hall, Moriah, this district is one of the few districts that has every level of education. We have the ECC here in the Moriah ECC. We have 3 primary schools, the Mason Hall government, the Moriah government, and the Devines Road government. And of course, we have one of the largest secondary schools in terms of space and capacity in the Mason Hall Secondary School. I want to focus on the Mason Hall Secondary School tonight. Because although that school can cater for 8 classes of every level, the school is currently underpopulated. And it's underpopulated because Tobagonians believe they're not getting quality education there because of the issues we face as it relates to indiscipline, etc. And so one of the things I want you to know is that over the last 4 years, your area representative, one Ian Whitey Pollard, ensured that he spent some time with me building out a different curriculum for that school. And I will tell you why. We have to understand what it means to have a dual track of education. A dual track of education means you're not saying you're bright, so go there, or you're not so bright, so go there. It means that we understand that in today's world, to meet the global demands of today's global economy, every Tobago child must come away with an education that is multifaceted. I must be able to do my maths, do my English, but understand how to lay some tiles. But understand the importance of making your own money in something like beauty culture. In understand the importance and respect you must give to a carpenter or a plumber or an electrician. And it's not to say because I can't learn this, I had to learn that. We need to promote the importance of that dual track of education. And so with the land capacity and the space of that school, along with the teachers and staff and other stakeholder groups, we sat down, built a committee headed by the principal, Mr. Mass, and built out a curriculum to tailor to the needs of that school. But what I want you, Mason Hall, Moriah, to pay attention to is the fact that this Secretary of Education didn't do it alone. I didn't think I could do it alone. And so I pulled the bright minds, the brilliant minds, those passionate about educating our Tobago children, understanding that when we say no child is to be left behind, that we mean it. And it's not just a buzzword. Because with the 9 secondary schools on this island, any parent signing up their child for SCA should be able to look at your geographical location and choose the school closest to you. I want us to go beyond the good school, bad school syndrome. The same teachers teaching at the school in Montgomery are the same qualified teachers teaching in the school down there in Punchbowl. And I want you to understand that. I need you to understand that we are responsible for our children. Children are ruling we, the tail and wagging the dog. But as Secretary of Education and as the custodians of our children's future, we have to be the ones to firstly understand that you have to bloom where you are planted. That's the first thing. And over the last 4 years, I want to commend you parents because the transfer rate on this island has significantly decreased. It means that you understand that except for trying and extenuous circumstances, that where your child go is where they will receive a quality education. So I want to commend you there first. But we must speak to the elephant in the room. And we understand the challenges of that school. You see it all the time. When we had to select 2 schools for police to be a part of a support system, Mason Hall Secondary was one. And so we know what the needs are and we're not sweeping it under the carpet. But through your area representative, this Tobago People's Party administration is going to introduce to that school a suite of skill sets so that every student, whether they're the A student, wanting to do the physics, the chemistry, the bio, they can still understand the importance of learning barbering. As I said before, putting down some tiles, auto mechanics, AC and refrigeration. I spoke to the importance of that. And so we are going to transform that school into a dual track of education school. And it can happen as soon as September 2026 because the groundwork has already been done. Thanks to the collaboration between your Secretary of Education and your area representative who saw it important that when we say no child is to be left behind, it's because we understand that Tobago is we. And if Tobago is we, as parents, you should be able to be rest assured that when you send your children to a school, if you walk on that compound, you're going to be amazed at the sheer size, the facilities, and what they have there to offer. And we have to start asking for a transfer out. I want to see that by September 2026, students walk into that school and fill it to capacity and actually put it as a first choice because we understand the school is just a building. You, the student, have to be able to go there and put your best foot forward, understanding that you have a role to play in building out the greatest little island on the planet. And so when we speak to the importance of that Tobago-centric curriculum, a project we have worked on diligently, and if Anne Natasha II is anywhere here, I want you to put your hands together for her. Anne Natasha II was in a comfortable job as acting vice principal of Bishop's High School. And I called her on the day I was sworn in as Secretary of Education. I said, I'm going to make a request of you. I don't know if you're going to take it. It's a hard request. But you need to take this journey with me. And Anne resigned her cushy job to become the technical advisor of the Division of Education, Research and Technology. Put your hands together for your chairman. Put your hands together for your chairman. And Anne Natasha II, along with one Miss Sanisha Ali, I don't know if you're here tonight, Sanisha Ali, held my hands as experts in education. And along with Mr. Orlando Kerr, for 2 years, we worked on ensuring that our Tobago people understood the importance of an education. So this Tobago-centric curriculum, which has to be moved into execution stage implementation stage by the time we get to September 2026 was not by chance. Our chief secretary spoke to the fact that although he was an avid history student, you don't learn about Sandy the slave in our classrooms. As a matter of fact, I had to call a publisher in Trinidad and tell them this belly and how they spell it and the types of dances and culture we have here in Tobago that were not indigenous to our Tobago culture was wrong. Go back and write over your book. Because my daughter coming to ask me about a watercolors festival in Charlotteville where you throw water and color and splashing different, and I'm like, that is Pagua. We don't have that in Tobago. What we have a fisherman fete. And so when you look at the type of education our Tobago students are subjected to, we have to do something about it. And so we have offered our Tobagonian academics, get to writing mode, pull up the archives, get into, and that is why that Department of Antiquities in the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation is also so important. Because we are losing what it means to be Tobago. We're losing us. And so we need the Annette Alfreds and the Gracie Phillips and the Bowdong and the Wax and all our Tobago icons before they close their eyes to ensure that they document Tobago's history. And that is why it took us so long. But let me tell you all something. Tobago has always had the ability to integrate whatever we had to do in our curriculum. Under the 5th schedule of Act 40 of 1996, the Tobago House of Assembly is responsible for education, including curriculum. But the lazy PNM THA over the last 21 years had to dance to the beat of the colonial masters in Port of Spain. We understood that authority so vested in us. And so from the time I was sworn in and I pulled my dynamic duo together, we began working. But we didn't sit in a room and try to write it on our own. No. We pulled all the great minds we knew in culture, the arts, geography, history, sociology, nutrition, digital literacy, life skills, 12 different pillars that make us who we are. And we spent the last 4 years, yes, building schools, rather repairing schools, and ensuring that, yes, the maxi taxi drivers were taken care of and your children at school fee, the regular run of the mill. But you know what defines true governance? When you put something there that wasn't there before. When you sit down and realize the gap and what was missing and ensure that you made a difference in the landscape of this island. And so it took us 4 long years, but guess what? We did the work. And so whoever becomes the Secretary of Education, whether it's me or anyone else, after we are sworn in on the 15th of January 2026, according to the THA Act, 3 days later, be rest assured that that individual is going to meet a policy built to perfection that anybody, whether you're a layman or a genius, a professor, or someone on the block, could understand what it means to be Tobagonian. Because we're going to teach it from as early as the ECC level. Yes, it's going to take some getting used to. But what we want in the first instance is integration. So you're teaching a maths lesson, we want to hear about Tobago fruits. You're teaching a science lesson, we want to use what is indigenous and elements that are familiar to us. You're learning a song, it has to be a folklore song. One we sing in the Coteaux heritage, or the Golden Lane, or the Moriah all-time wedding. It's time for us to get back to the true essence of who we are. Because Tobago is we. And so before I end, I want you, Moriah North, Mason Hall, to understand that you have a jack of all trades as your area representative. He could have sat down in the division of settlements and hot up his head about how he would ensure that our Tobagonians had a roof over their head. But you see, when you have passion, you see, when you have heart, you see, when you understand what it means to build your people, then you come out of your office and you get up to Dutch Fort and you call me in a meeting and you say, Secretary Hackett, we have to save my Mason Hall School. We have to save our Tobago children. The curriculum is not tailored for each individual child. And we have to go back to the drawing board. And so, Tobagonians, I want you to understand what you had in a new team. They're getting upset when you speak about the 21 years. But 21 years equates to longer time. If you have more time, of course you could do more. I love the analogy. You have a 4-year-old child and a 21-year-old child in your house. The 4-year-old child coming to you to boast about his or her achievements. And the 21-year-old. Who would you be more impressed with? You would understand that this 4-year-old is still learning, still developing, still trying to find their way and socialize, still trying to understand how the world works. And we were all newbies on the job. Nobody passed the baton on to us. Dr. Faith and Farley Augustine were the only 2 members of our team after we separated from Mr. Duke, who had prior experience and they were in the minority. So they never sat in a division. And for a team that started from scratch, what I like to call ground zero from day one, you have to commend your team. You have to. From a separation very early in the game from the PDP to all kind of gate, to financial constraints, from what others call him, the Dwayne of the Martin, to every single issue we face. And I'm not making excuse because we built for this. That's why the anchor is our symbol. But they're upset when you talk about the 21 years, whether they call it 5 terms or 21 years. You had more time. What did you do with it, PNM? What did you do with it? Don't come and ask Tobago to put you first again. And yes, we know Tobago deserves better. That's why we vote all you out on December the 6th, 2021. And that is why we're going to do it again on January the 12th, 2026. Charity begins at home, my foot. They didn't know charity begins at home. It begins at home. But you have somebody from over the waters coming to run your meetings. You have people that we bury, resurrecting from the dead, to come on your platform and coming to talk about, don't talk about 21 years or 4 years. The facts are, we had 4 years. 1 term, they had 21 years. 5 terms. And without a doubt, because I want to ask all you, 2001 to 2005, can you remember what the PNM did in their first term in office? Name one thing they do. The most productivity that party had was when there was a 12-0 result. And if we had so much done in this period, 1 term, imagine how much we could get done in a 50-0 period. And Tobago, as I look to come off this stage, I want us to remain focused. All of this year, all you remember when Christ was in the wilderness for the 40 days and the 40 nights? The test. This is test week. They tried me yesterday, but you know me. All you know me, I built for this. My back broad. My back broad. So they could huff, they could puff, they can't blow this TPP house in. They can't. And so on January 12th, I want you to wake up and head to any one of the 99 polling stations across this island. You are registered to vote. I normally like to go in this polling station after 3 and dress up nice and do an interview with the media. Me, I'm doing that this year. I want to be the first at the Bethesda multi-purpose facility. You know why? Because I'm filling up my gas in PDN 45 and I'm driving from Jagasol to Woodlands and I'm picking up any and everybody I see. Me and care if you have a red flag on your house, blue flag on your house, purple flag on your house, you will be convinced to vote for the Tobago People's Party. The only choice. The only choice. The only. And so, I want you to pay attention to where your candidate's name is on that ballot paper. Mine nestled nicely between the two men. Guy on top and Noel below. And Hackett nice and comfortable in the middle. Right? So Woodlands, Golden Lane, Coteaux, and my Bethesda people. You're just looking for the middle name. Pollard, when you come up, you're going to tell them where your name is. But we were enthusiastic in the last election about the ramming and the jamming at the X. But I like to do things gently. I like to do things gracefully. I like to do things delicately. And so I will be gently, delicately, and gracefully placing my X next to my name. But I want you that whether it's Augustine or Kerr or Brebner or Morrison or Charles Pantin or James or Pollard or Joe Field or Alexis or Denoon or Percy or Clark or Tet or Hackett, that you gently, gracefully, delicately put your X next to the anchor. TPP family, I love you. TPP family,
Say blue, blue,
this is ours.
hey,
Fashion police. Before I leave the stage. So Fashion Police wrote a song for Colonel Alexis. We love it. Blue and Anchor. And he called me and he said, hey, is you are voting for, you know? So I can write one for he and then write one for you. It's the fastest I ever see a song produced. Talia, run the track.
And we say blue, 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 blue. Hey, Zorisha, Hackett, God
TPP family, I love you.
Only one!
We say rock with the TPP. Anytime you ready, Zorisha, Hackett, show them your outfit.
Let's hear it for Zia! Brothers and sisters, as we move on, remember, in this electoral district of Moriah North Mason Hall, there are 3,987 eligible persons to vote. Brothers and sisters, the crowd is almost 2.5 times that number. You are reminded, what is your symbol? What is your symbol? Your symbol is coming to endorse.
Hot and ready. We just heard from Miss Zorisha Hackett, President Secretary for Education and representative for Bethesda Coteaux. And we're moving along nicely. I think next we have coming on is Mr. Trevor James from the Calder Hall seat, and we have also Mr. Pollard, and of course the Chief Secretary is coming in tonight. So it promises to be a great night here at Broad Road in Moriah. It's our second location. And, how you doing? How you doing? How you enjoying the campaign?
Very good, very good. I'm very impressed.
All right. So, you see us pulling on 15 seats this time?
Yes, 15.
And which area you'll be voting in?
Charlotteville for the Chief Secretary, Farley Augustine.
So we have Charlotteville in the house, and things are waxing warm here in Moriah. The TPP is on stage at Broad Road, and coming on stage now is Mr. Trevor James, the man who builds highways, the man who is going to build roundabouts and really take Tobago to another level. Stage side, we're going back stage side, and listen to what Trevor James has to teach us tonight. Over and out.
From friendship highway, the future look divine. Against P&M colonial philosophy, instant strong forward now. Trevor James, where we truly belong. See the man, Trevor James, no time to stop and stare. P&M talk big, but James are below the infrastructure. They them did promise road, but them deliver pure dust. We get the highway now in Trevor we trust. Friendship highway, look at the concrete proof. Ease up the traffic jam right from the roof. The plan them produce, city of Scarborough nice and neat. A serious candidate, him can get defeat. A plan him got, highway ready, city bright. Highway ready, city bright. Highway ready, highway ready. Mount Grace people, who better looking. The man of visionary, the cleanest what we seen. Them talk about history, we talk about tomorrow.
Give it up for Zorisha. Good evening to the political leader, Mr. Chavez, Farley, Chavez, Augustine. Deputy political leaders, Dr. Brebner, Mrs. Charles Spanson, Chairman, Ms. Natasha Second, all candidates, Tobago, people, party supporters, Moriah, Mason Hall North supporters.
You respect that. You respect that.
And big up to the servant of the North, my friend, my compadre, since 1977, Ian Whitey Pollard. I came up here tonight to tell you all about infrastructure development planning and how we have a suite of mega projects intended to move the Tobago economy forward, to tell you that development planning has to do with balance and that we cannot continue to do these maintenance projects and expect to build an economy in Tobago. And then I remember the count. I came up here willing to tell you that in the first 4 years of the TPP, we delivered in this district and in the north, to tell you how the development team at works, move a mountain in Castara, build a whole retaining wall in Runnymede, move away 200 steps in King Peter Bay. And then I remember the count going down there last week with a backhoe to say he no want to work. And so how I got talk, how can I, let me talk some English now. Me pull my jacket. You know, I don't see me in jacket too often. How can I speak about projects and deliverables and so on when we have this group of people in Tobago who believe that somehow if they sit quietly for a few months, that all that they did in the past will fade away and the heat will somehow cool down and Tobagonians are going to forget. But we can't forget. I did a series of lives a year and a half ago telling Tobago people of all the evil that these 2-3 fellas did. One of them I call the conk. I hear he living somewhere up the road, so he's from some up the road. So the next one is the menace from Buku. And together with 2 engineers from Black Rock, they wreak havoc in Tobago with their cartel of contractors. Havoc. Those 4 fellas left the THA with a debt of almost $1 billion. And so as much as I wanted to tell you that we negotiated with the Prime Minister to change the way we do budgets in Port of Spain when it comes to Tobago, the development budget. I wanted to tell you how we negotiate with her already, and she came to the house in Tobago and said next budget she will be, instead of giving a percentage of the budget to Tobago for development works, that she will be assessing Tobago's needs by project.
You respect that? You respect that?
But I can't tell you about that because we have unfinished business to remember. And I don't want Tobagonians to forget. I wanted to tell you that the future of the North, in terms of infrastructure, that we were going to fix Coteaux once and for all, and we're going to do a bypass around that massive tree in Runnymede and create a tourism area there for the public. But then I remember this fella who is now coming back again to run against Pollard. Pollard beat him black and blue 4 years ago. 4 years ago, Pollard beat him black and blue. And like they can't find nobody. And so they bring him back. They bring him back again. What we gonna do with him? What we gonna do with him, Mason or Moriah? 4 years, 1 month, and 29 days ago, we beat the man that he had to sit down and cry. And he's still like, you don't know when you're beaten. Oh gosh, just stay home, stop talk, and relax yourself. So he come back. So I want to remind the people of Mason Hall, Moriah, because I see him on Facebook. He have a new career, jumping, doing, we does the long jump, he doing short jump. And every hole he see, he do a short jump. I don't know.
You go learn.
He do a short jump. And so, I want to remind the people of Mason Hall, Moriah, because some of us forget and we get carried away by small talk and we begin to question where we going, and we deciding to think maybe we should go back. Kwesi Devines, Ansel Dennis, and 2 engineers from the Division of Works, both of them from BlackRock. And I want to tell the people at BlackRock to know what you're doing. Do not follow a handful of evil into the polling booth and make the same mistake again. These are the same fellas who destroyed Kelvin Charles' career when he was trying his best to clean up the corruption that he met. These are the same fellas that are coming to tell you now to forget all about that and vote them again. So Kwesi Devines and Ansel Dennis decided 2020 December 18th to hand out 25 contracts to one of the contract cabal. And I think that is where his jumping career started. Because he jumped over tendering, he jumped over tender response, he jumped over evaluation, and he decided that he's going to handpick this contractor and award him 25 contracts in 1 day. Setting the foundation to be able to come and tell you that how they support Tobago contractors. Tobago contractors, they support. I wanted to tell you that the give out all the big work to Trinidad contractors before. They give out the hospital to NH International and then to CRCC. Trinidad and Chinese contractors. They give out the airport, the biggest projects in Tobago, Trinidad and Chinese contractors. They give out the cultural complex, went over to almost $900 million. York Structures, Trinidad contractors. They give out the 2 schools in my district, Trinidad contractors. They give out RC, Trinidad contractor. They give out Castara Fisherman, Cummins and Associate, Trinidad contractors. They give out Charlotteville Fisherman, Trinidad contractors. All over Tobago, they give out Trinidad contractors. But suddenly, they love the hand-picked Tobago contractors. So I want to remind us of the actions tonight. On December 18th, 2020, 1 month and 5 days before the January 25th election, Mr. Devines and Mr. Dennis did the following. Project number 1, and half of these projects, let me remind you, half of these projects were not completed, 25% of them were not started, and all of them were paid for. Project number 1, Job Trace, Belgarden. Maybe Dr. Faith knows where this one is. I'm from Belgarden. I don't know a Job Trace. I know a Job Street. $621,000, $102.50. Handpicked, delivered, and given to Warner's Construction 1 day, no tendering. Robert Street, Roxborough, $2 million, $155,900. Sesame to Roxborough, Robert Street in Roxborough. Well, I don't know what they did in Robert Street. Sesame Street extension in Bethel, $4 million, $995,592.50. And they want to play smart with people like me and play their putting in 50 cents and not rounded figures to set an estimate. Sesame Street extension, Bethel. Jaggers Hall in Plymouth, and they come into Plymouth today. Jaggers Hall in Plymouth, $3 million, $875,450. Road preparation and asphalt paving works. Well, I went to Jaggers Hall to inspect it myself. Nothing. What I say? PNM, nothing. Paid to Warner's Construction on completion certificates signed off by Chadban and Mac Wellington. Bottom Ridge, Belgarden, my village, $879,525 for road preparation and asphalt paving. It didn't have a ton of asphalt down there. St. Cecilia extension in this same district, Cinnamon Hill, $2,246,400. All signed off by Kwesi Devines and signed off by Dennis the Menace at the exec council level to Warner's Construction on the 18th of December 2020. All of these 25 contracts signed off on the same day, contracted on the same day to the same contractor. And they come in today to talk. Winchester Drive Extension, Patience Hill. Winchester Drive. I don't know where that is. I live in Signal Hill. $1,574,100. Rainforest Connector, Bloody Bay. Now, where that there? $2,750,400. Lambo, and you have to understand the descriptions, eh? Lambo Claude Noel Highway intersection. You may know is which one? Well, like it have about 3 or 4. Lambo Claude Noel Highway intersection. Road preparation and asphalt paving. Never take place. $1,525,725. Completion certificate signed off, paid. Rabbit Lane, Moriah, just down the road. All you can know this one. $4,836,600. Road preparation and asphalt paving. All given to Warner's Construction, signed off by Dennis the Menace at the Exec Council, prepared by Kwesi Devines. But he come, say he jumping over short jump, and taking him money now to go and fix road out of his pocket. Hislop Trace and Government House Road behind Minty Supermarket. The road must be 200 feet long. Never paved. $1,360,350. And bear with me because the people at home seeing this on their screen live. Fairhill Trace Mason Hall. Somebody know where that there? $4,775,225. Signal Hill Corner Street, Signal Hill. Brother Tate, where that there? Signal Hill Corner Street, Signal Hill. $1,800,000. Warner Close Trace Government House Road. Again, the road not 200 meters long. No paving works take place there. $447,550. Number 15, Daniel Trace, Branch Road, number 1, phase 1. Daniel Trace, Branch Road, phase 1. $3,381,525. If 525 is a repeating decimal, you heard it about 4 times already. Daniel Trace, phase 1. Daniel Trace, phase 2. Project number 16, given out on the same day. $3,760,000, $312.50. Big one that Brother Ogie is going to know. Belmont Farm Road section widening. This is the description. Belmont Farm Road section widening. I hear Natisha say the other day she had to pay over the whole road and the people can't get water yet in Belmont Road because the road ain't done. $724,387.50. Belmont Farm Road middle section. $412.50. Belmont Farm Road end section. $2,070,000, $562.50. Buku New Road extension. What key going to? Buku New Road extension. $2 million. This is project number 20. $2,236,725. Branch Road, Spring Garden Trace. Who know that there? $1,000,000 $490,512. Don't get tired. We almost finished. This is project number 21, and I want to go through it so that the people on Facebook and on social media could understand the enormity of the corruption and the cabal that is the Tobago contractors. I'm sorry to say it, the cabal that the PNM developed, calling themselves Tobago contractors, to set the foundation to come and tell you that somehow TPP and giving Tobago contractors work. Branch Road, Spring Garden, $1.49 million. Hospital Road, Roxborough. So this had to be the road that go into the hospital compound. I don't know. It can't be Roxborough Bloody Bay main road. So this one had to be the road that go into the hospital compound. $785,250. Just last month, Mr. Mackenzie up there calling me to come and pave it over. Bird of Paradise Drive in Grange, $1.697 million. Palm Hill, Patience Hill, project number 24, $5,367,487.50. And the last, and certainly not the least, project number 25, $1,379,700 for a total of $58,489,422 given by Kwesi Devines, Dennis the Menace, to one contractor, all to be completed between December 18, 2020 and January 30th, 2021. Like I said, 50% of them incomplete, 25% of them untouched, all of them paid for, all of them completion certificate prepared in the division by the two BlackRock engineers who on Facebook encouraging people to forget all of that, forget the evil that do Kelvin Charles, and vote for them again. So I want to say to the people in BlackRock that you have a good man, you have a financial trained specialist who we will give these files to ensure that when Kwesi jump in, he might jump straight into a jail cell. So I want to save the real corruption for Thursday night. But I want to say to the people in Moriah Mason Hall that you have the best candidate. You have the only candidate that has delivered for you in 4 years. You have the only servant that dips into his pocket every month to ensure that he could assist the people of Moriah Mason Hall. You have the only servant who will dip into his pocket and keep sporting and football competitions every single year, spending upward of $60,000 from his pocket in prize money and organization. You have Ian Whitey Pollard.
You respect that.
You have the anchor. And you must go out on January the 12th and you must ensure that the projects that Mr. Pollard has developed in his mind and has put on paper can come to fruition, because you know for sure that if he could move 200 steps from King Peter Bay Hill in 4 years, he can deliver in the next 4 years. So we are not going back. We are going forward. And we're going forward with the TPP. We're going forward with the anchor. We're going forward with Ian Whitey Pollard. And for the people in Blackrock, Plymouth, we're going forward with Colonel Alexis. For the people in Bethesda, Golden Lane, Coteaux, we're going forward with Zorisha. And I am coming to Darrell Spring Whim to ensure that my blood, Ricky Jofield, removes that joker from office. Because I'm going to expose him and how he was the one after all of this corruption went up to Studley Park and tried to threaten Warner construction workers to vote for the PNM. He is the one who sit in the house for 4 years, giggling and laughing when Rowley put me under pressure, when Rowley hold back with money, when Rowley reduced the development budget from 300 million to 205 million. He and Petel Daniel in the house laughing and giggling that Tobago can't get what his Tobago deserves. I come in to Darrell Spring Whim just for you. But for tonight, we're going forward ever, backward never. Ian Pollard.
Why? You the think Scarborough Mount Grace? Big up the candidate, Trevor James, run the track. Aye, hood, aye, run the track.
Let's hear it for Secretary James. Brothers and sisters, if only that Red Party, when they came to Mason Hall, they had lost $1 million, things could have been different. They could have lost $1 million in Mason Hall. We would have helped them. But as we continue in, brothers and sisters, remember, in spite of the polling division where you reside or the electoral district, when you go to the polls on Monday, 12th January 2026, what is the symbol? So, brothers and sisters, it is important. The CSO has reported that their instrument has broken down tonight. They only reached 4,200, and it read, cannot read the format.
Yes, we are here still at Broad Road in Moriah, and I'm here with the man they call Bounty, the man who's going to bring in Bonner called Crown Point. How are you enjoying this? How are you enjoying the program tonight?
Excellent. I'm really surprised to see the amount of people here tonight. And the information coming from the podium is really exciting, really educating tonight. So it's a pleasure being here and hearing the things that coming from the podium.
I must say I was impressed with your presentations last night in Bonaccord. What are your thoughts on Bonaccord at the moment?
Say that again?
What are your thoughts going into the election? How are you feeling going in?
I feel very positive. I believe that I have the edge on the opponents. I'm getting a lot of positive response on the ground, so I'm very confident. I'm going forward with God because I know that God is who chose me to be here at this appointing time. So I'm positive going forward.
So right now it's all about Whitey, and if you take a look stage side, you will see what's happening here. Whitey is going on stage, and we're seeing a whole massive support group going along with Ian Pollard. The servant of the North is now going on stage to do his presentation. Over to stage side at this time.
You're a man named Coezy card. Him think him tough, him think him stand up. Tell him to relax and just a come face stress. Cause I'm not speaking, he don't get no less. He's a boss of bad, but we are feeling one. Tragedy, we send them home crying from the whole constituency. Pollard is the engine, the fuel, the oil. The only one to serve we face and all Moriah. Face and all Moriah. Whitey on the road, game running strong. Face and all Moriah, that's where we belong. One time, two time, who know this score. TPP, but we want some more. Whitey on the road, game running strong. Face and all Moriah, that's where we belong. One time, two time, who know this score. TPP, but we want some more. Servant of the north, him a the chosen one. Till the job is complete, till the victory won. Rim Whitey run the road, yeah, him run, yeah, him run.
Good night, Miss Noel, not Moriah. Good night, TPP family. Who say 15-0? Who say 15-0? There will be no tears tonight. I must say a pleasant good night to the Honorable Farley Chavez Augustine, political leader and Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, all deputy political leaders, my colleague, my friend of 48 years, Mr. Trevor Williamson James, Ms. Natisha Charles Pantin, and Dr. Faith Brebner. All of my other colleagues, the secretaries and assistant secretaries, the executive of the party, the chairman, Ms. Ann Natasha II, and all executive members. Tonight is a great night. And I want to implore to you Tobagonians, you people of Maysnall, North Moriah, and the entire Tobago. Contrary to what my sister said, Sister Zorisha Hackett, do not look for my name. Look for the symbol, the anchor for all 15 candidates of the Tobago People's Party. And put your X resoundingly. Resoundingly. Make sure you don't spoil your ballot. Make sure you place that X delicately within the confinement of the space so it could be counted. Because once and for all, we must rid Tobago of the PNM.
You respect that? You respect that?
Before I go any further, as it was said in the launch, my forte is in accounting, economics, and finance. And I want to remind all Tobagonians tonight the implication of that. You have seen all forecasts. Now, this is for the benefit of all Tobagonians. I want you all to listen. In 2028, many of the gas and oil fields will become active in 2028. I'm not an advocate of war, but we see what is happening between Venezuela and the United States. The Dragon gas field will be in operation. That only spells betterment for the people of Tobago. Financially. Because I know the astute leader that I have, as Farley Chavez Augustine, will negotiate that profit sharing be given to people of Tobago when these oil and gas fields come on stream in 2028. So it is important that you go out and vote and make sure that the TPP is in office. So when this windfall of money comes into the coffers of Tobago, that you all are beneficiaries of the money that will come from those oil and gas fields. Do not take it lightly. We are aging population. 6 months, 27 days away, I will be 60 years old. As an investor, I have divested all I own to my wife and my children and my grandchildren, even to the unborn children. It's high time we start to think about those that we have as little children and those who are unborn financially. We have to start to prepare to leave a better Tobago for those who are coming. And if you all, or if we don't set that platform or that foundation, there'll be a life in abyss. So we, at our age, we have to set that platform for those who are coming behind us. But let me get to my people of Mason, North Moriah. I grew up on the philosophy of my good friend, Mr. Ashwo Jack. Because you know we have been in politics together for a very long time. This year is 50 years I've been in politics. As one thing we always said, never stop dreaming. Big dreams, small dreams, they cost the same thing. It's what you do to bring these dreams to fruition. Never be afraid to dream. Never shrink your dreams to suit your income, but increase your income to suit your dreams. I'm saying this to the young men and young women of Mason, North Moriah, and the entire Tobago. An early morning walk will not cut it. Despite you look for employment, utilize the rest of the day to bring economic value to you and your family. The only people who could change Tobago is we, because you know what? Tobago is we. Nobody cannot come here and change Tobago for you all. We have to change it. We know that some of you all need the motivation because of economic training, because of lifestyle. But just remember, the day has 24 hours to suit everyone. Just think positive. Just remember that you have children, you have a family to upkeep, and make sure that you work earnestly and hard to make sure that they live a decent and respectable life. I know I have to speak about the blueprint that the Honorable Chief Secretary presented a couple days ago. And I want to employ to the people of Mason, North and Moriah. There's much we can do from what we have as natural resources in tourism and culture. Just recently, we got a budget was presented to central government for $3 million to develop the Highland Waterfall. And because we have friends in Trinidad now, they have given us an allocation of $600,000 to start that project at Highland Waterfall. Now I am speaking to the young men and young women of Mason, North Moriah. As Secretary, I've asked the Secretary of Finance to release $500,000 of that $600,000. And she did. So I will love to be returned as the Secretary for Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development to complete the work that I've started. Because my neighbor Springberry in the north, and if you have $500,000 to start the project, we could look at restroom from in Highland Road and from Coteaux. And there is something in the procurement legislation that you could use contractors from within the area. So contractors from Mason, North and Moriah, get yourself prepared. $500,000 is already available for you to use. Once you qualify through the procurement process And that is what is important. Follow the process. Make sure that you go and register and be qualified through the procurement legislation. But I, as secretary, and as a representative, will advocate on your behalf that that contract be given to contractors within this area. So you could provide jobs to the young men to hone their skills so they could deliver. I've heard my brother, Mr. Henry, spoke about bird watching. And even though you're going to take these tourists to see these sites, we have to develop that. If you notice, last season was the first season that a cruise ship of 18 members of the cruise ship visited Highland Waterfall. And it's one of the high-end cruise ships that came to Tobago. You know what they did this year? They returned with more persons. They were there just less than 2 weeks ago. So Highland Waterfall is being recognized. Persons of Masonal North Moriah monetize the natural resources that we have. When I spoke about the Heritage Festival being on display at the recreation ground right down the road in this cruise ship season, I saw persons who are anti-TPP talking about, let me take the lead. I am willing to take the lead. But remember, the Moriah Old Time Wedding is one of the biggest events in the Heritage Festival. Why can't we have it on display when the cruise ship come here so they could see part of our cultural aspect? Why can't we derive some revenue? And these persons, recently 3 of my colleagues and I visited Puerto Rico. We decided to go on vacation. We visited one historical site in Puerto Rico. We had to pay 10 US per person, and not even by cash, by credit card to enter. You could imagine how much person you could have paying before they enter down at the football field long there, by US. And what could happen? Because the Moriah Old Time Wedding, they wanted to go to Missouri last year because they were invited. And I lobbied and asked the chief secretary to pay for them to go to Missouri. It costed us over $140,000 to send them out there to showcase our culture. Why cannot we monetize this? We have so much cruise ship coming to Tobago now, the numbers are up. That day we could export our culture. And that is part of the tourism trust. We cannot have everything that's being done freely. As soon as they come off the ship, these people coming from these developed islands or countries, they are known to pay for the service. So next season, when the Moriah Heritage Festival personnel want to go to any other country, they would have revenue that they would derive. As I said when I was nominated, that there are 2 Amerindian sites in Masonal and Moriah. One in Devines Road, one in Belmont Road, with artifacts. Do you know how much money persons would go to visit these sites? Let us get wise. Tourism, as the chief secretary said, and the political leader, is a big business. It's big business. Let us make sure that we monetize these things to bring revenue to our area. Brothers and sisters, there are some things that I wish to do. Because we heard of I've never, Masonal and OC. I grew up in River. But we always say about the Great Cotton Bay and Celery Bay. It's about time that we open access so we could take foreigners and our locals to these beaches on the north side of Tobago. As far as I understand, Cotton Bay is one of the best beaches in Tobago. So it's high time we monetize these areas. Brothers and sisters, within this week, my division has constructed, under the guidance of Secretary Orlando Kerr. You know, the only rest stop we had on this north side was by Mr. Brooms. but I've instructed the contractor by Wednesday this week. The rest stop at Mount Dillon Hill must be open by Friday of this week, where we have facilities for those persons who are wheelchair bound and other persons. And it's high time we monetize that site, because the Chief Secretary spoke about giving all these properties to persons to do business. It was one of the best sites on the north side of Tobago. It's high time we start to look for bigger things. It's high time we start to dream big. It's not about an early morning walk. Let us put up what is needed on there so that we could make sure that we could make get the kind of revenue that we are supposed to. Now, on the mandate or the blueprint of the TPP, I must say categorically, my grandfather's name was Mr. Cyril Crooks. He was the supervisor for the Lato estate. So I have grown up about land being very important. And I've said in my last meeting that he who owns the land owns the country. And part of the mandate of this executive is about affordable housing solution, with priorities to both market and non-market solution to suit the pocket of persons of low and of those who can purchase on the open market. Now, anybody knows me that I have a penchant, or I have a feeling for persons on the lower income level. And it's high time we start to provide homes to persons on the lower income level, especially young people, as the young lady said. There's also, as the Chief Secretary stated, 800 units of affordable housing to be constructed within this period. But I want to let you all know tonight, I'm jumping the gun, that the contract for Riseland Housing Development, 130 units, the contract was signed last week. Now, Riseland is a place where the IADB gave us 20 million US to do the infrastructure work in 2020. The PNM never released it to the Tobago Office of Assembly. But guess what? We have decided to go design, build, finance. The contractor is ready. There's 130 units to be constructed at Riseland, and 120 units to be constructed at Adventure by another contractor. That contract will be signed probably by tomorrow morning. Now, I want to say this slowly, because I want you all to understand. As Secretary for Housing, I am entitled to handpick 25% of any housing or land distribution development. So if there is 100 housing development to be done in an area, once you have the wherewithal and the qualification, you do not have to go into the lottery draw. I could handpick you, along with my colleagues, that you 25 persons is selected. But guess what? I know the plight of my people have been suffering for such a long time. And although the contract has now started, I'm saying to persons, the housing range starts from $650,000 upwards. That is for Adventure. I could hand select 34 persons. But just remember, just know this. I've discussed everything I do, I discuss it with the Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly. I consult with my boss. So this week, before the contractor even scratch ground, 34 Tobagonians will be selected to receive housing at Riseland Housing Development, and another 30 will be selected for housing development in Adventure in Plymouth. So that is 64 persons will receive housing. Once you could prove that you could pay for these units, and your name is in the system, there's a protocol you have to follow, I could handpick you. You don't have to go through no lottery draw. But it's my intention that 64 Tobagonians will receive letters giving them housing when these housings are complete by Friday of this week. That is not all. The Corland project, we have 27 acres in Corland. Beautiful lands, flat, gently sloping. 174 parcels of land could be derived from that 27 acres. Now, we are trying to get the IIDB funding to move to Corland. Now, there are some stipulations. In IIDB, they are saying that the housing should be given to persons with salaries under $8,000 or $10,000. I've had discussion with the chairman of the board. I've had discussion with the chief secretary. And as secretary, I'm entitled to select 44 persons of that 174 for housing at Corland. And bet your bottom dollar by Friday, 44 Tobagonians will be given land.
You respect that? You respect that?
Now, here's the beauty of this. We could only sell lands at $15 per square foot. So if you have a $5,000 square feet of land, that is $75,000. I'm employing you, men and women, who are my age. Have your children apply and be a co-applicant and put your finances towards their owning piece of land. But they must show that they could build within 2 years. You must leave a legacy for the future generation. It's not about you and me. It's about you providing for those who are coming up behind.
You respect that? You respect that?
And I know some of you all get scared about when he talks about money. In our program, you pay down 5% of the total cost. That amounts to about $3,700. And you have 6 months to pay the balance. Now, if you can't see it, to invest $75,000 in your children or your children's children, well, you don't worth the salt. Because a good man leaves an inheritance for his third and fourth generation. Now, the remaining parcels of lands at Corland will be in a draw. Now, the chief secretary is planning to change the system because he said that he's looking at first in, first out. Because we have persons in the housing application who have been there for 20 years. So the executive will either decide if we go with the lottery system or persons who were listed at the number of years that will be given first preference. That will be done by the executive council. But to show the goodwill of this executive led by Farley, Chavez, Augustine, and I've heard the other side, I won't even call a name, talking about we sending away home CPP and URP workers. I was instructed by the chief secretary that we will have a mixed development because you cannot put person of one income level into a housing development. You do not want to have a La Hackett Maloney kind of style of living. But majority of these, and I want CPP and URP workers to listen tonight, majority of these lots will go to CPP and URP workers.
You respect that. You respect that. You respect that.
Because as I said before, I have it in my heart and my place to those persons who are less fortunate. Because once you have a home, it could improve the life of the entire family. So you CPP and URP workers, do not listen to the cock-a-doodle-doo you're hearing on the other side. But we, this administration, led by Farley, Chavez, Augustine, we are thinking about you. And if you have the opportunity and you do not make use of it, just remember it will be taken by other persons who are ably qualified. But you will be given preference to this next 140 or 30 passes that are available. We're talking about other grants by our division. As it stands now, we have asked this central government, who is friendly, to give us funding for disaster victims. So as it stands now, persons could receive grants to the tune of 100,000 or 150,000 once your home is affected by disaster. And they have allotted money for us to do those votes.
You respect that. You respect that.
Remember, Tobago is we. Don't be fooled by their slogans. If you listen to the slogan of the PNM, or those on the other side, it's about they great. So if you're not under them umbrella, what are you? You are lesser mortals? And when they provide for themselves alone. You know why I could say that? If you go to Bleming Housing Development, at the top you'll see a monstrosity of a home built in Bleming, given to one of the PNM financiers, whose name was never in the system. Homes in Tobago are to be produced for Tobago, people of in Tobago descent. But he was given lands and built a monstrosity. There's even one of the PNM executive who has broken into the housing development in Bleming, changed the locks, and have been living there for more than 7 years. Haven't paid a cent. But that will be dealt with. I cannot speak about the roads because my colleague Secretary James spoke in depth about these roads that the other side, my opponent, presided over. But starting tomorrow morning, people of Mayston, North Moriah, they have 3 major roads will start being paved, and other roads that will have sub-base and oiling and asphalting will come at a later stage. You see, in this executive, we know that the whole of Tobago had to be fixed. But as I said in my last meeting, it's Mayston Moriah time now. And we're going to take our time and make sure that whatever we could do will be done. Now, my opponent, I wouldn't even call his name because my wife told me don't even call his name. I've been doing so much in this community, but I'm not a social media person. Until I had my social content person. I started to cut a road because 12 families could benefit from that road in King Peter Bay Road. And about 3 truckloads of sand came down and came in the road. And someone told him about it. And he ran with his cameras to make a video to say that we block up the road going to King Peter Bay Road. But he didn't know that King Peter Bay Road is my second home. And I was called about it. And I called one of the contractors supervisors in infrastructure and asked him to deploy a backhoe truck to have that moved. So these guys are busy trying to make contention. Imagine the cost of doing that road saved, because of the alliances I've built, has saved 12 families over $150,000 in equipment rental. All they have done is pay for the diesel. The operator works for free, the machine is for free.
You respect that. You respect that. You respect that.
But yet you are trying to make a meal out of some sand that was strong in the road. But I want to let Mr. Devines know, oh sorry, I shouldn't say his name, that I made the call. I know the ills, I know what happened, and I had it cleaned up. So when he was on his live, as my colleagues say, he jumping over pothole, like it's the first time he see pothole in his life. I made the call and had it cleaned up. You know what is strange? The former political leader of the PNM, my constituent, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. We were passing by each other this week, and when he realized I was driving the car, he stopped and he screwed on his glass. And he looked at me, I said, I've been looking for you for 2 months. I said, you have been looking in the wrong place. He said, I have a big pothole in front of your car going in my house. I said, join the line. He said, win, lose, or draw. You have to fix that hole. I said, of course, we'll get to it. We'll get to it in time. Because I respect the office. Because no matter what he's on the other side, he served this country. And it will be done. Because he lives on the same street as I do. And he's my constituent now, so I have to make sure to take care of all my constituents.
You respect that? You respect that?
I will love that. But you know, I must big up the Lennon crew of Mason Moriah.
You respect that?
You know why?
You respect that?
When I call upon these guys and gentlemen and ladies to come out and assist, free of charge of their skill, I was condemned by the leader of the PNM in Tobago that they have put me in the THA to build homes, but yet all I'm doing is cutting. You know what I'm seeing now? All of them cutting, they're busy more than me. Last night, I was going through social media. I saw his cousin, Mr. Hans Devines, the representative for Domingo Martin East, cutting bush all in Digo Martin. So Lennon Crew, big up on yourself. We are trendsetters. We are trendsetters. Because service to mankind is not from office. You have to be on the ground and serve your people. When there is no money, whatever little you can do. And this is why I always applaud these men and women who give up their time, their skill, their labor to do whatever is asked of them. So, TPP family, we have been setting the trend and they follow. But you know what is strange between them and us? When we do it, it looks like it's in our DNA. But these guys look like they can't hold a rake, they can't hold a cutlass, they can't hold a brush cutter. It's not authentic. If it's not in you, do what is in you. But I applaud them for trying to make Tobago and Tobagonians more comfortable. I will get to my plans for Masonol North, Moriah 2026. The Highland, the development of the trail at Highland Waterfall, to widen the bridge at Big River Hill, major development at the Moriah football field. We are intending to move the community center down to the football field, have a pantheater constructed down there, also extend the pavilion, construction of a bus shed at the entrance of King Peter Bay Road, bus service from Coteaux to Scarborough, because the bus usually pass and go to Lansomi and then comes back down. So the persons in the Moriah have to wait until that length of time the bus come back. Open the roadway from Woodlands, Old Annesville Road to Coteaux. Land and housing distribution this week, as I told you all, 124 parcels. Things I've done in the community, they are quick to say that we haven't done anything. I, as representative, have done back to school drive, children Christmas party. Just this week, last week, it costed me an extra $34,000 out of my pocket to provide to the children of Mason North Moriah, to get extra toys and everything that they need. I've contributed. Now, most persons don't know. I have the second oldest heart valve in the world. I've contributed to a person here in this area who have undergone heart surgery. But it's nothing that you could go and brag and boast about. I wouldn't answer that. But for a man who has been an artificial heart valve for 38 years, once it becomes to health for persons, it is my duty, because I feel committed that I have to assist. I have spent over $200,000 of my own money to football competition on River Line and other activities within this constituency. So when they come to you and tell you that this TPP does not deserve another chance in the office, tell them as the Jamaicans say, go away. Go away. Because if Tobago is to develop, it could only be developed under one leader, Mr. Farley, Chavez, Augustine, and the Tobago People's Party. So I implore you, come Monday, 12th January. Do not look for the name. Just look for the symbol. Put your X resoundingly next to the anchor and make sure that Tobago is in good hands when this oil and gas comes on stream next 3 years to make Tobago the greatest little island on this planet. I thank you.
Whitey run the road, yeah, him run it strong. Listen on Moriah, that's where he belong. 1 time, 2 time, who no know the score. TPP, but we want some more. Servant of the North.
Tobago people! Remember, brothers and sisters, it is important. What is our symbol? What is our symbol? I want you to repeat after me, brother. We want to say thanks to Brother Ian Whitey Pollard for his presentation. I want you to repeat after me, brothers and sisters. One sober moment. Inspire trust. Create vision. Execute strategy. And coach potential. Who you think we're talking about? Even in the most turbulent times, there are 4 roles that are highly predictive of success. Leaders who inspire trust, create vision, execute strategy, and coach potentials are usually the most outstanding leaders in any time and era. Brothers and sisters, coming to the lectern at this time is a leader of all times, a leader that is not afraid of challenges, a leader that is not afraid to defend the people under whom his responsibility lies. Come in, our leader, our chief secretary, political leader, one who can, brothers and sisters, stand, one who has withstood all the weapons and the devices of a wicked, uncaring Red Army government. This evening, Farley, Chavez, Augustine, teacher, educator. Come on, let's welcome our leader this evening.
A week back I'm holding on in order to stay around in a life therapy imbalance. For it is balance. For it is nature's way until judgment day. Weakness ain't got a chance. Playing strong cause I realize the price little one must pay to keep the big one in paradise. This torment and misery all day.
Moriah, good night. Tobago, good night. TPP, good night. Broadway, good night. Tonight, I want to tell you all thanks for being here this late. Yeah, I know the vibes is nice, but we have school tomorrow. The children returning to school tomorrow. And so tonight, I will stay with you for just a short while. But first, I want to stand on this platform in Moriah and to endorse Mr. Ian Whitey Pollard as your next and continuing area representative for Moriah North, Mason Hall North, Moriah. I want to thank you all for being out in such large numbers tonight here at Broad Road. Tonight, there are two areas, or perhaps one based on the time, that I want to speak to you about. Because this platform, we started having a conversation about the support we must give for families. And I see people in this space trying to make a mockery of the support we have to give for families. You see, this Tobago People's Party, we are interested in taking care of all of our citizens from conception all the way to expiration. From the time you go in belly to the time you have to go in grave, this party takes responsibility for your well-being. And that is how you know this party cares for the people of Tobago. I stood on this platform starting in Bell Garden, and I started talking to you about the support we will give for families. And at no point we are supposing or proposing that it is our job to mine every child totally and wholly. But what we are saying is that we are going to provide support for all of our families. So if you are walking up and down the place and saying that $500 can't mine child, the intention was not to have $500 to mine the child. The intention is to provide all of the assistance that we can provide. And more than that, what we are providing to you is a suite, is a package of incentives, a package of policies that will provide support for all of our children. We have to understand that if Tobago has to grow, if Tobago has to develop, if Tobago has to become the greatest little island on the planet, then we have to take care of all of our children. And it is more than just spending millions on school repairs. It's more than just putting seats in the classroom. It's more than just paying our teachers. It's more than just ensuring that the curriculum is a Tobago-centric curriculum. It is more than just ensuring that we rebuild the infrastructure to support technical and vocational studies in Tobago. It is to ensure that when children come home, when children sit with families, that children feel safe, they feel secure, and every Tobago child must have a decent roof over their head, food on the table, and care and love and support from parents and from the wider community. That is what we mean by Tobago is we. That is what we mean by providing support for families. That is what we mean when we say protection for our families. And I'm happy tonight that I'm seeing the support of the TTPS. Because before I go into what the suite of policies are or is, I want to remind you that we must give the police less work to do when it comes to our children. Because the government could provide so much, but if the police has to treat with sexual abuse and other abuses on children, child neglect, then it means that as a community we are not doing our jobs. And from this platform, let me encourage all of Moriah and all of Tobago that we have to take care of our children. They are our future, and it must be more than just saying that they are our future. We have to take care of our children. So what does the policy say? We have already started the Baby Box Initiative. This initiative is inspired by what happens in Finland. You may not know, but Finland is considered as the place with the highest and the best quality education on the planet. You can't even remain a teacher in Finland if you are not continuously studying, you are publishing your research, and you are doing so on an annual basis. They pay their teachers well. But in Finland, once you are born and from the time you are born, the government begins to signal that it is supporting their children. And so we introduced the Baby Box Initiative earlier this year. So once a child is born in our hospital, you don't have to necessarily fight up to try to get your first set of vests and booties and blankets and pampers, because you are given that as a gift. Every newborn gets that as a gift in our hospital. And we are saying we are going to move that support from 1 month, from a one-off support, to 6 months. So the first 6 months of the child life, you get that baby box and get that support from the Tobago House of Assembly. Then on top of that, we are saying we want to try as a pilot project. A pilot means that we have to test it, we're trying it, and we will keep doing the research to see how it works, see what the impact is, and whether or not we should expand it. But the idea is that we will have a universal child benefit program where for every child born to a Tobagonian who is a resident here for at least a year, you will get for the first 5 years of that child's life at least $500 per month. That's for the first 5 years of that child's life. We know $500 a month cannot take care of all the needs of the child. We very much expect that daddies and mummies will play their part and take care of their children. It is first and foremost your job. But we want to move Tobago to the place where the police and the courthouse have no work to do, because all our fathers are taking care of their children and it are no maintenance issues in any courthouse. But as a government, we are saying we're giving you that as an additional layer of support. I want you tonight to make some noise if you know that $500 in addition to what you are doing as a parent is not some help that you will appreciate in your household. There you have it. You appreciate that help. Then we went above that in the blueprint. And I said to you in Bell Garden, we are going to create a trust fund. And in that trust fund, every Tobagonian by the age of 21 will be able to withdraw whatever we put in the trust fund for for that child. So you are born, we put some monies down as a saving for you in a trust fund. You can't withdraw it until you are 21. You can add to it. Parents can add monies to it. And that trust fund will grow over 21 years. So you get a nice package around the age of 21 that will allow you to start a business, to begin your university career, to launch out in life, and maybe you will just leave it and let it become a down payment for your new piece of land or house. But we are saying we are setting you up for the future. Too many Tobagonians, when they get to the age of 21, have nothing going for them. You get to 21, you're struggling, you can't pay for university, you can't decide to start a business, you're fighting up in BDU. And I'm saying, let us set every Tobagonian up in such a way that by the time you get to the age of 21, you know that there is something put away for you. It might not be large, but it will be enough for you to start something at the age of 21. Also in the blueprint, we want to ensure that we have adequate nursery care program. And this is important. Between the ages of 0 and 3, you have to find somebody and somewhere to take care of your child. Many parents can't work as they want to because somebody have to take care of the child. You can't leave a 2-year-old at home alone. You can't just drop them by any and everybody. And these days, the grannies and them young. The grannies and them still working. The grannies and them have to go out. You hear the grannies and them making noise? Because them grannies and will stay home. And so, between 0 to 3, we have to ask ourselves, what care can we provide for our children? Currently, as a government, we provide care at kindergarten, which is from 3 to 5. We provide care at primary school, which takes you from 5 all the way to 10 between 10 and 14. We provide care at secondary school, which will take you up to towards 17, 18, sometimes a little older than that. And we provide support for people to get into university. But the support is insufficient between the ages of 0 and 3. And there are people in our villages who can't afford to pay somebody, to pay a nursery, to take care of your child between 0 and 3. And so we have decided that at the community level, we will begin to regulate and support our nurseries so that between the ages of 0 and 3, we will have adequately trained and responsible individuals to take care of the children between 0 and 3 years old. We're going beyond that. Currently, the office of the Chief Secretary is the only Tobago House of Assembly office that is actively building out a space where parents can bring their children to work. It's not finished as yet. We have the room there, and we're now procuring the equipment to allow for parents to bring their children to work. Because what happens is that at 2:30 or at 2 o'clock, parents get up from their jobs, they drive down to Anglican or Methodist or RC or wherever the child is at school. They take the child, and instead of coming back to work, they go home. Work is supposed to end at 4 o'clock or 4:15 based on what day of the week it is. But when you go for your child at primary school, the question for you is, should I come back to work with the child or should I go home? And we know the thing does swing. You go to pick up your child and they just go home. What we want as a policy is that every single Tobago House of Assembly division must provide an adequate and an appropriate space to take care of children, to have them sit down there, do their homework while you continue with your work day. And we are taking that a step further. We are, by policy, instructing every division to use their buses to assist with that pickup of the children at the end of the school day, so you can focus on working for the benefit of the island, while the island ensures your child is safe, your child meets you at work, and your child is taken care of while you are still at work, and we get to improve on the productivity of our workers. And so we will have community nursery care centers. We have workplace nursery care centers. We have the trust fund. We have the Universal Child Benefit Program, which is $500 per month for the first 5 years. And we have the Baby Box Program that takes care of the first 6 months of your life. I have not heard any of the other parties speak about childcare in their manifesto or in their plans. And that's because they do not care about child care. But on this platform, we care about the children. Although the children can't vote, we must care about our children and taking care of our children. And so I must tell you here in Moriah, as we approach 11:30, I must tell you that we have to ensure that beyond these programs, that we do our part as parents in ensuring that we produce the best, the highest quality minds from our school system. School is reopening tomorrow, and I want us to pledge that we will be more involved in our children's life. We will show up at the PTA meetings. We will show up at the sports meetings. We will show up there when the children are misbehaving. We will ensure that the homework is done. We will ensure that all of the necessary support is given to our teachers. Our teachers just try hard. I know teachers who just work hard. I used to teach for 7 years, and I know teachers who will show up to school on weekends, who will stay back in school till all hours of the night. I know teachers at the school I taught at. Sometimes you go to school dressed this way today, sun rising the next day, and you're still in school teaching, taking care of business, taking care of people's children. And I'm saying, parents and communities, you must now show up for the children of Tobago. This election is a serious one, because in this election, you have one team with the Chat GPT manifesto. You have another team with the blueprint that is well thought out. And I'm excited that tomorrow on the platform, we will launch the blueprint live and direct for you to be able to click on and follow every single detail. And then you have another team who telling you, try to hide up your guns because you have to go to war. And then you have some people just there creating mischief in this space. Moriah, now is not the time to lose focus, Moriah. There is only one platform that is sensible in this election, Moriah. There is only one platform that is sensible in this election, Tobago. And so in this election, I want when you go to the polls, you are voting for the only team that has a suite of programs designed to take care of our children from the age of 0 all the way to adulthood. I want you to vote for the Tobago People's Party, because we are the only party designed to take care of you from conception to the date of your expiration. I want you to vote for the Tobago People's Party, because when we say Tobago is we are talking about every single one of us, every single citizen of Tobago, including those who are vulnerable and can't take care of themselves. You must know that the Tobago People's Party will take care of you. And so we have just a few days left. We have, and I could count them for you, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we go to the polls next week, Monday. And next week, Monday, like now, next week, Monday, around this time, we would have already completed our celebrations by the Esplanade in Scarborough, and we will be preparing for yet a new day, a new Tuesday morning, with the entire island blue, 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 blue. And so let me remind you of what you have to do. The symbol is simple. The symbol is an anchor. Just an anchor. And that anchor is going to hold. And today, I travel all the way from Lansome to Castara, and then Castara to here. And the people of Parlatuvier, Lansome, Speyside are saying, we are sticking and we are voting for the anchor and voting for Farley, Chavez, Augustine. I get to Moriah tonight, and the people of Mason Hall North, Moriah, are saying that they are voting for Ian, Whitey, Pollard, Moriah North, Mason Hall North, Moriah. We go out towards Harmony Hall, and the people of Scarborough, Mount Grace, are saying that they are voting for Trevor James. We get to Mason Hall, South Bagatelle, and the people there are voting for Natisha Charles Pantin. We go to Darrell Spring Wim. Darrell Spring Wim, and the people of Darrell Spring Wim are rocking with and going home with Mr. Ricky Jofield. We go all the way to Bethesda Golden Lane, and Bethesda will be home by you tomorrow. Bethesda Golden Lane is voting for the firebrand that is Zorisha Amina Hackett.
You respect that. You respect that.
In Plymouth, Black Rock, we have a new kid on the block in the person of Mr. Kern Alexis. We go to Bethel New Grange, and Bethel New Grange will be voting for Mr. Darren Henry. Signal Hill, Patience Hill, we are sticking with Mr. Nigel, the mighty man from the hill, Tate. Down in Lambo, Lowlands, we are voting and giving our support to Mr. Wayne Wasp Clark. Across in Bucco, Mount Pleasant, we are giving our support to the man who will defeat Keegan Denoon, who will defeat Ansel Dennis for the second time in a row. We are voting for Mr. Keegan Denoon. We go to Bonaccord Crum Point, and in Bonaccord Crum Point, we were down there last night, and everybody said termite eat out Jacob Ladder. We are voting for Nikita Percy.
You respect that. You respect that.
We come up the road to Mount St. George Goodwood, and in Mount St. George Goodwood, we see a sitting there on my left, Miss Megan C. Morrison. We go up to Bad Rock, and we are voting for the doctor from Bad Rock to represent Belgarden, Glamorgan, Dr. Faith Bremner. In the vibrant district, finally, of Roxborough, Argyle, we have Mr. Orlando Kerr, teacher Orlando Kerr.
You respect that. You respect that.
I want us to not lose focus over the next couple days. Let us keep working. Let us keep pressing towards the higher calling. Let's go out and canvass every day. Knock on all those doors. Make the phone calls. Talk to those who are still unsure about whether they should vote or not. We are taking nothing for chances. We are leaving nothing to chance. This is not a gamble. This is a sure vote for the surest development for the island of Tobago. This is the vote for the Tobago People's Party. The anchor holds Tobago. The anchor holds Moriah. And so we look forward to the coming days. Be reminded that on Sunday, a motorcade is being organized, and you will be, I hear that, of course, from Sister Bernie. Sister Bernie, you need hot in you. You're saying, of course, loud, 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 Sister Bernie. You're studying about that. We outside on Sunday for the motorcade in a good Tobago show force, as we show the enemies that all of Tobago is blue at this point. So tonight I want you to get home safely, get home as quickly as possible, see about the children for tomorrow, ensure that they are out to school safe and sound tomorrow. And we see each other in Black Rock tomorrow evening, and then from Black Rock we move on to Bethesda tomorrow. Thank you and God's richest blessings. See you tomorrow.
Tobago is we. Tobago is all our we.
The anchor holds. Join the TPP family on Monday, January 5th for 2 power-packed public meetings at 6 p.m. at the Black Rock.
The proceeding was a paid political announcement.